Hello everyone, and welcome to Podium HD. I'm John Ardelli, and today Rob, Lisa, Marie, and myself are on our way out to the Fortress of Louisbourg.
Greetings.
Yeah. How about that hair, huh?
Oh, the hair, right?
It's nice.
I'm a blonde now, so I have more fun.
On our way out, we happened to stumble upon the big bike raising funds for the Heart and Stroke Foundation.
Oh, I thought it was a big parade.
Lisa apparently has her own idea what I should do for a future episode of Podium HD.
Still gotta do a video on my cats.
We never did get around to that.
I'll pretend I'm a judge at a show, and you can record me fussing over my cats. This is my Chickadee Cat Club shirt. That's New Brunswick, Canada on it. I'm a chickadee.
Lisa really needs to come out of her shell.
Where's the fortress, is it?
This is where you go up to the visitor center.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's taking them so long.
Actually, it didn't take long at all once we got moving again. We made our way to the visitor center, which was unusually busy. It's the 300th anniversary of the Fortress of Louisbourg's original construction. There are lots of unique events happening out here, so the visitor numbers are up considerably from previous years. The Fortress of Louisbourg is the largest reconstruction project in North America. The original settlement was founded in 1713 by the French and developed over several decades into a thriving center for fishing and trade. Fortified against the threat of British invasion during the turbulent time of empire building, Louisbourg has been besieged twice before finally being destroyed in the 1760s. The site lay untouched until well into modern times, when archaeologists began to reconstruct the fortress as it was in the 18th century.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, comment ça va?
Bien, et toi?
Pas bien aussi, merci. Vous avez une fleur de lys sur votre chandail. You have a fleur de lys on your shirt. So
Yes,
I'm guessing
I
you must be a
do,
friend.
yes.
Welcome to the fortress.
This guy's a spy, though.
I guess we'll keep an eye on you.
Keep your eye on him.
Yeah, but if you're drawing plans of the fortifications of the harbor, then you're definitely spies. We're not throwing you in jail. Also, the gates of the town are closing at 5. If you're still within the walls at a place to stay, we're throwing you in jail as well. And we'll ask you not to climb on the top of the walls where the grass is or inside the cannon embrasures because there are 40-foot drops on the other side. But just for safety. Otherwise, feel free to roam around. You can bring some rum too on the way out. I'd be pretty happy.
Okay.
You bet.
We'll see what we can do.
Thank you.
There's 24 taverns on the waterfront. You should find some somewhere.
Lisa and Rob seemed like they wanted a little couple time, so Marie and I decided to go off exploring on our own. The coolest thing about the Fortress of Louisbourg are the animators, dressed in full costume and character. Ask them any question, and they're happy to expound upon life in the 1700s.
They would go from Newfoundland to here and back and forth, 110 kilometers between the closest points in a canoe this size and larger. And to get the stability out of it, they would tie spruce poles to the length of the boat. The spruce pole would be narrow enough that you wouldn't feel it paddling through the water, but you think how much buoyancy a pole that long has. That would be in the water. Not like an outrigger, but tied right to the side. And if you're in a canoe paddling by yourself, you know that if you put your paddle out and you strike this way on an angle, you extend the beam of your boat up to some 6 feet, depending on how tall you are, because you're using hydraulic pressure to push back on your paddle, giving you stability. Whitewater canoeing, that's very handy.
Did you wear, not that year, those years, wooden shoes?
Yes, ma'am.
That's you're the first person I've seen today with them on.
That shouldn't be. They call them sabot.
Cool.
And these are French. They are poplar tree. They are carved to fit my feet individually. When you go to the ceviche, you got a vendor sitting on the street. You tell him basically the size of your foot. You measure it off. And then you find a shoe appropriate, and then you will take little shavings off to adjust it to your foot. Lots of support. So as you stand, they're slightly angled forward. All your weight's on your toes. Takes the weight off your heels. Makes your knees bend. Brings your hips forward. Your shoulders back. Look at that, you're standing proper.
Some animators even play music on traditional period instruments, just like you might hear if you went back in time to see the fortress in its heyday. The King's Bastion barracks are certainly impressive looking, but the defects of this elegant barracks harassed its builders and residents almost from the start of construction in 1720. The roof slates were fire-resistant but leaky, the mortar and beams and floors prone to crack or rot, its fireplaces drafty and smoking. One governor pleaded for a new barracks, another commandeered the engineer's house, but the barracks survived as long as the town.
It's a cathedral, or chapel. Yeah, church.
I don't remember all the details about this chapel here, but I do remember them saying something about when they were doing some renovations on it, that they found bodies buried under here. Apparently that was the tradition or something to that effect, to bury the bodies under the church at the time.
All of the earth gives you worship, for your majesty fills the heavens, fills the earth.
That last part of the building there, and this is the unmarried officers' quarters. So it's all attached, so if you haven't seen anything yet, you can see all of it if you just go in that first door there.
Oh my God. It's hard here. Hop down this way. Oh, look at this.
Many of the rooms in the King's Bastion barracks have handsets you can pick up that allow you to listen to a recording describing the room you're seeing. To me, this seems a little retro, actually. Technological throwback to the 1960s. Most modern attractions usually feature full electronic information kiosks with audio and visual media. This is not necessarily a bad thing, though. Admittedly, it lets you concentrate on the room itself rather than a computer screen while you listen.
It'll warn you it gets down to 10%. That's when I'll stop.
Near to the prisons are these stone structures called casements. They were ideal spaces for storage or for a prison. In times of war, their thick, vaulted ceilings offered the best possible shelter. During the English sieges on Louisbourg in 1745 and 1758, when the fortress was under heavy bombardment, women and children sought shelter in casements like these.
I was an extra in a film called The Widow of St. Pierre that was shot in large part here at the fortress. And the street you're seeing now is actually where one of the coolest scenes was done. I was one of the people with this two big, long, thick ropes helping get this big house or some other thing down the hill. And part of the story was that the ropes were supposed to break and we all fall back. And I landed on the guy behind me during one of the takes. It was actually it was a lot of fun. But just being an extra on a film was a lot of fun, actually. That was my only real experience with actual professional film. But I will say it was rather easy, actually. Being an extra is kind of cool because they mostly pay you to stand around and wait till the director's ready for you. Well, thank you for watching Podium HD and joining us for our trip out to the Fortress of Louisbourg. I wish I could have gotten more footage, but one of the limitations of the iPhone makes beautiful picture and audio, but the battery doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of capacity, and also doesn't have a lot of memory either. So I really need an actual camera, but that's not in the budget right now. But still, I was able to get some pretty beautiful shots of the fortress here, and I hope you enjoyed them. And hopefully we'll see you again on Podium HD soon. In the meantime, bye for now.